Sri Lanka will call Platinum 1 a landmark. Only 70 will call it home. Because the address and where you live matters. Platinum 1, the finest address in Colombo.
On several prior occasions, the bitter truth has pointed out that the decision taken by Sri Lanka Cricket to grant terrestrial broadcasting rights for 3 years to the Carlton Sports Network for 125 million rupees was not financially beneficial. Although many parties challenged this transaction, both SLC and the Minister of Sports did not accept it. A year after the controversial transaction, the Sports Minister continues to maintain that there was no loss whatsoever from this agreement. Here is an excerpt from a recent statement. We do not need to grant broadcasting rights to CSN. Open tenders have been called for. MTV can bid, Rupavahini can bid and ITN can bid. Newspaper advertisements were published. The highest bid we received was from CSN. If you consider the payments we have made over the past year, we have benefited financially. We have not incurred any loss. End of excerpt. In truth, the Minister of Sports is lying in this instance. We saw through the report of the COPE committee too that this transaction was not legitimate. Today some of the ministers in the government may be in a situation where they have to shut up because this is a family channel. You cannot always conceal these things by brushing them under the carpet. The truth will come out someday. The people of this country must decide in the future if it's fair for the government to take over their funds in this way. Not only that, when we started playing cricket and when cricketers were not being afforded opportunities anywhere, the MTV channel came forward to assist cricket. The MTV channel has even assisted the ICC. It would not be right for us to forget this. Furthermore, when the advertisement published by SLC is studied, the unfair and unethical nature of this transaction is exposed. Considering the fact that this transaction was a decisive one with high commercial value, SLC has failed to give it due prominence. However, when calling for tenders for sponsors for the SLPL tournament, SLC published full-page advertisements in 3 national newspapers. It says sponsorships. It does not even have the appearance of a call for tenders. The advertisement has been published in the employment supplement. That is the supplement for job vacancies. The time frame for submitting prices has not been mentioned. When you compare these two, it is evident that in comparison with the SLPL, there is no information whatsoever in the call for national sponsorships. This gives rise to the suspicion as to whether a deliberate effort has been made to conceal facts.
මේන් පෙනී යන දේ තමයි ඇත්ත වශයෙන්ම කරුණු සැඟවීමට ඕනෑකමින්ම උත්සාහයක් දරනවාද කියලා සැකයක් මතුවලා.
On the 22nd of May last year, MTV Channel Private Limited leveled the first challenge against this transaction and requested that the transaction, which is only beneficial to one party, be annulled immediately and that tenders be called for again to ensure that SLC receives the maximum benefit. Addressing a letter once again, the same company noted that the process of granting broadcasting rights was unfair and lacked transparency, highlighting 5 points. 1. The newspaper advertisement had been published under a caption that led the reader astray. 2. The message in the advertisement had been published in a manner in which the reader would be unable to grasp it. 3. The advertisement did not contain the minimum and necessary fundamental points that should be contained in a tender notice. 4. Disregarding the tradition of informing TV channels in writing when tenders have been called for in prior occasions. 5. The collapse in honesty and transparency, given that SLC Secretary Nishantha Ranatunga was the Chief Executive Officer of the media institution that was granted broadcasting rights. Sri Lanka Cricket notes on its website that SLC is a key national income earner. However, when SLC acts contrary to this statement and directs its financial process towards short-sighted activities instead of towards strengthening the national economy, is it not an act of treason?